Using Language Well from Simply Charlotte Mason is a second edition update, but it's much more than an update. This second edition also adds in the concepts previously taught in their Spelling Wisdom program. So what's the result? This is a course that teaches grammar, usage, and spelling by reading and engaging with carefully selected passages from time-honored authors. Using Language Well starts at level 1, which is written at a grade 3 or 4 reading level, and each level after that progresses in difficulty up to level 6, which is written at approximately a grade 8. The final book in the series, level 7, has a unique focus, honing your students' punctuation skills and sentence writing ability, and these lessons are designed to be used in conjunction with Simply Charlotte Mason's Art of Composition. And level 7 is the only level that does not include a teacher book. Answers are in the back. This 7-level curriculum comes from a Christian perspective and will periodically include lessons using English Standard Version of Scripture, particularly from the Psalms. The teaching methodology uses a strong Charlotte Mason approach. First, in the content chosen, each lesson centers around carefully selected excerpts from excellent literature, including poetry, quotations, and even things like speeches. It's also Charlotte Mason in the methods used to work with the content. To learn and practice concepts, you'll use techniques like dictation and oral and written narrations, which begin in Book 2. Teacher involvement is a medium demand level in the lower levels, where the students and teachers work together on short 5 to 10 minute lessons. In the higher levels, the lessons lengthen to about 20 minutes, and at these levels, the need for teacher involvement is lower. Once you're familiar with the lesson setup and the Charlotte Mason methods used, each course is fairly open and go. This is a multi-sensory program that involves listening, oral work, reading orally, handwriting, and composing tasks. All the skills will build on each other and are constantly reviewed in a spiral method. The components needed for this grammar, usage, and spelling program are simple and all-inclusive. For each level, except for level 7, you'll need a consumable student book and the teacher book. No additional resources are needed for this course. Each consumable student book includes 72 lessons with space for answers, a dictation journal, and a special fold-out bookmark-like reminder such as how to study a book or how to mark a sentence. The reading selections in Using Language Well are excellent and provide an appropriate level of challenge. But be aware, this is not a complete language arts, but it focuses on grammar, usage, and spelling. There's not enough reading here to be considered a reading program, so you get to select literature and weave in any additional skills your student needs to develop, such as handwriting or reading fluency. To help ensure you're building a complete language arts, check out our Building Language Arts handout available on our website's resource page. The teacher book is required for levels 1 through 6 and provides specific directions to help your student strengthen dictation, narration, and composition skills. The teacher book provides step-by-step instructions, answers, and FAQs for using dictation and narration methods, punctuation helps, and rubrics for grading students' writing. Students can start level 1 if they can read and comfortably transcribe from hearing a passage read at a 3rd to 4th grade reading level. We strongly recommend your student taking the placement test available on our website, which places your student based on their ability to respond to a handful of assignments. As you progress through the various levels, lessons will become more complicated and include larger and more difficult passages. By level 6, a student should be functioning at about an 8th grade reading level in reading and also composing skills. And level 7, again, is a unique polish your punctuation, strengthen your sentences kind of course and is intended for any high school student. Now let's take a look at a regular week using this curriculum. For levels 1 through 6, plan for about 2 lessons each week with a total of 72 lessons in 36 weeks. The pacing for Level 7 is designed to be used over 2 school years at a pace of 1 10-minute lesson each week. Lessons in the lower levels will take 5 to 10 minutes. Upper levels will take around 20 minutes per lesson. Total lesson time, of course, will vary based on your individual needs. The instruction is always concise and clear, pointing out the lesson's key grammar and spelling elements. But the real factor affecting lesson length will be the amount of guidance and time your student needs to complete assignments. So let's look at a daily lesson using Level 3, which is midway through the whole series, and the level where students will also start learning the parts of speech. Lesson number 36 is midway through this level and through the whole series. This lesson selects a short letter from President Abraham Lincoln in response to someone who wrote him asking for his signature. As a comparison, here's Lesson 36 from Level 1. They've chosen a long sentence about bird homes. In contrast, Level 6, Lesson 36, will ask students to engage with a lengthy poem by Robert Browning. No matter the level, each lesson follows a regular pattern. First, your student will read the selection. Then they'll be asked to focus on language use, literary terms, punctuation, and more. In Level 3's lesson, students will have to explain, based on provided information, why different punctuation is used. Let's look at question 3, which asks how the prefix "un" changes the meaning of a word. Next, students will think of an antonym of the word sentimental. The questions will guide students in making their own discoveries, a key element in analytical thinking. And every so often, the text offers an extra challenge. In this lesson, they ask the student to think of an antonym that begins with the prefix "un." But don't worry, there are several suggested answers provided in the teacher book. As the lesson ends, students will read the literature selection again, making sure that they can spell all the words from memory. Then, you as teacher will dictate portions of the letter to the student. Depending on your student, you have a choice of 3 levels of difficulty. Writing space for these is provided in the back of each student book. In Level 3, to end each lesson, your student will write down what you dictate from the passage you've studied. However, Level 1 ends with students writing from memory 3 words. In contrast, that same lesson in Level 6 ends with the teacher's choice of dictation, the first or second stanza, or the entire poem. By Level 6, students should be able to write their own narrations taken from readings in their other school subjects. To get a more in-depth view of what each level requires of your student, make sure to check out our website descriptions for each grade level. With this curriculum, students will learn spelling, grammar, and usage in context, and they're learning from writers who've perfected the skill, giving them confidence to write clearly and effectively for themselves. If you'd like to know more about this or other curriculum, please contact our consultants for free at rainbowresource.com via chat or email, or by phone at 888-841-3456.